The live stream for 1.4 has finished, and it's been a few days, and we've had a lot of time to process exactly what came from this live stream. So today I really wanted to take the time to actually talk about all the condensed stuff that happened for this live stream, and of course kind of go over some things that I think are really cool, some things that could be better, so on and so forth. So before we get into that, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below and hit that notification bell to be notified of when the next Honkai Star Rail video comes out. And of course, y'all, it wouldn't be a video without me talking about gamer subs. Yes, dude, Mike, get out of here. Gamer subs. Use code TYSTRA for 10% off. Get yourself some wonderful gluten-free, keto-friendly energy. But without any further delay, let's go ahead and get right into the video. Version 1.4, right? The live stream happened, and I'm actually very happy with how the live stream went, and it's a little tough to put into words on how happy I actually am. But before we get into that, big shout out to Dexerto for actually posting this up and us to actually kind of follow along with what goes on. So big shout out to them. Love them. They're fantastic. So let's go ahead and talk about the actual stuff going on. We have the release date, which is going to be October 11th, which as of this recording is about 8 days away. So that's pretty dope, pretty bug. So pretty excited for 1.4 to release, which gives me a little bit more time to get some Jingliu relics, because that's who I'm most excited for. Now, as we go right here, and I kind of wanted to put this as its own separate section, right? The live stream was fantastic. The presentation, very good. Honestly, I wish that Genshin Impact would take notes here, because honestly, this was a great way. How they did it was that March 7th actually came out as their own live stream. It was a 3D model, and for most of the time was actually in this setting, only changing to the original way that they did it for a short period of time as they were talking about Topaz. So this was really cool. I thought that this was a wonderful idea, and they executed it very nicely. And the ending was very cute and all that stuff. They know what they're doing with this, and I honestly wish that they would do stuff like this for Genshin Impact. I know this is a Honkai Star Rail video, but of course, if you guys have been watching me for a long time, Genshin Impact is like my bread and butter. And I just fall more in love with Honkai Star Rail as time goes on, because it feels like they actually listen to their audience and do fresh new things. So very cool. Big shout out to them for that. They did really well. Now, of course, we get to talk about the banners, right? The banners were pretty legit, right? We don't actually have the banners up here, but I really want to talk about it. So phase 1, we are getting Jingliu, which is great. I'm loving the fact that Jingliu is coming out in phase 1. And Jingliu is voiced by one of my favorite VTuber peoples, Amelie. So I'm pretty excited for that. But what was crazy is that phase 2, not only are we going to be getting Topaz and Numby, and then a 4-star Gwynaifen. That's how it is. I'm sorry. But not only are we getting Topaz and Numby and Gwynaifen, we are getting the return of Zella. That's right. The first rerun is actually happening in version 1.4, which is actually pretty weird, to be honest. Like, well, not really weird as in like, oh, I didn't expect it, but I did think that it would be a little bit later that we would be getting a rerun of any kind. And honestly, it's pretty exciting in that regard, because we might see sometime soon a time where we only see reruns, and people like me who summon on every single character can actually have the time to build the other characters that are sitting on the shelf. I'm looking at you, Blade, and yes, you could tear me up in the comments down below. I just haven't been able to, and I'm really sorry. I have to use one of my buddy's blades instead. Yeah. Anyways, but I digress. It was a very big moment to see that Zella was coming back, because there are a lot of players who actually did not pull Zella. So pretty excited for that. So ultimately, that was really good, and the banners themselves look pretty okay. So there's that. Now, with phase 1 Jingliu coming out, we are actually going to be also getting a companionship mission, which is pretty dope. Like, the companion missions are really sick. I do love them. I think it's a great spin on hangout events, to be honest, because at the end of the day, well, not even, it's like a hangout event plus the 5-star story quests that you get from Genshin Impact. And for people who are going to get annoyed at me like comparing Genshin Impact, they're both from the same developer. They share the same style, just about let it go. But I digress. Anyways, they share similarities, and I think they actually found a way to combine the hangout event part of Genshin Impact with the, stories of the 5 stars. And as you've seen, we've actually got a couple 4 stars as these companion missions, with March 7th being one of the most recent ones. So it's pretty dope. I do like these, and I think that they're wonderful ways to get to know the characters. I always loved missions like this compared to the hangout events, because I think the hangout events, you just get bored and tired of them. And in all honesty, I am. Now, let's talk about some of the events, because some of these events are pretty dope. Ethereum Wars, as you can see right here, looks like it's going to be absolutely pog you. I'm just saying, man. But what's really cool about this event is not only are we going to get a self-molding resin and some of the other like normal stuff that we get, we are going to be getting a free 4-star character from this event. Now, what 4-star characters can you get? As you can see here, we can get a Serval, a Pella, a Luka, or a Hook. Now, 3 out of the 4 of those characters I think are honestly big pog. Hook being kind of for me, but some people really like Hook, and that's perfectly fine. I don't think Hook is a bad character. But I do think that Serval, Pella, and Luka have more usability than Hook. That's just personally in my opinion. It doesn't mean that it's absolutely correct. Tear me up in the comments down below. But we're also getting a Planner Infinity, which is a new event for Simulated Universe that actually has like these weird ways of doing the things that you get for completing certain parts of it. I keep forgetting them. I keep forgetting what they're actually called. But let's say you're on the path of the hunt and you need a hunt thing to pop up. You could actually get ones that are altered differently and have different abilities. But what's really cool is the curios will actually have infinite counterparts. Now, let's say you get the big lotto ticket, which was the one that they talked about. You can get the big lotto ticket where it'll go away after a few uses, or you could get the infinite one where it'll constantly happen over and over again as you're going, and you'll always go down to 1 HP, which is pretty cool. I think that's one of those ways where like it's a win big or lose big type of situation. Make sure you hydrate. But yeah, I think it's really cool. Planner Infinity looks like it's going to be a solid event. Of course, the big one being Gift Odyssey Daily Check-In Update, or Gift of Odyssey, getting you 10 free summons. Fantastic as always. I hate the fact that really it's tough to get another game, in particular Genshin, to do something like this. Just do it. Like, you make so much money as it is. Like, and honestly, as you've seen from probably my short that I recorded, Honkai Star Rail is not that badly affected by the free summons. And then of course, Realm of the Strange being Caverns of Corrosion to obtain more relics. Pretty dope, pretty easy to do. So yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. Of course, in the 1.4 update, we're going to be getting the old weapons testing ground and the Pillars of Creation. Location. Sorry, it's early in the morning for me. I tried to hold it back. I couldn't. But yes, these are going to be new areas that are going to be part of Jirilo 6, it looks like. I believe one of those is going to be Bellobog as well. Or is Jirilo 6, I think, Bellobog. I can't remember. But yeah, there's going to be 2 new areas, which is pretty sick. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about, and I think that this is something that a lot of games can benefit from, is Honkai Star Rail in 1.4 is going to be releasing a story replay feature. Now, story replay, as Honkai is going to talk about, is mainly you could go back and look at the other choices of what you could have gotten in the story and how those would have played out. Now, this will not affect your game at all, from what I'm seeing. You can make new choices, but basically you'll just review the past things and see what those choices the other choices would have done. And I think that's cool because, one, you can see the lore of maybe some of the other choices and understand what might happen in an alternate universe. But with this, I think the biggest thing is that people want to relive those moments. You know, the thing leading up to the Kakalia fight, and even the afterthoughts, the Tingyun betrayal scene. There's so many great things that happen in the game that you have to go onto YouTube and relook at them. Like, honestly, I relooked at the Tingyun betrayal event like 9 times since it happened, and I still get chills. But now you can do this stuff in the game, and I think that's a wonderful addition. It's a quality of life that doesn't really change much, but at the end of the day is so fun that it just makes sense. So I'm excited for 1.4. I think that 1.4 is going to be an amazing update from what it looks like. And from what I'm gathering with Honkai Star Rail is that they actually care about their player base in regards to what they want to hear from you. I am an advocator for everybody actually doing the surveys for games. I think that surveys for games need to be taken with 100% seriousness and stop the trolling. But I think that with the devs for Honkai Star Rail, they're taking it serious. They're taking recommendations, and we've seen it with every update. It just seems like they actually want to see people continue to play. And that is why 1.4 I think is going to be a fun update. Maybe not the biggest and most hype update, but definitely an update where we could say, yeah, that was really good. Now, of course, y'all, if you like the content, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below and hit that notification bell to be notified of when the next Honkai Star Rail video comes out. I appreciate all the love and support y'all have been giving me. We are so close to 1,000 subscribers, and I never would have thought that I would have gotten to that point. And I can't say that I would have done it without y'all. Thank you so much. And of course, we still have a long way to go. We're going to be one of the best Hoyoverse content creators, or even just game creators out there. That's my goal before I get old and crusty. So yeah, but we're not old and crusty yet, so we got plenty of time. Anyways, love you all to death, and as always, we will catch you all in the next video. Please take care and be safe.